What is going on, Jet fans? Matt O'Leary back with another video. In today's video, I want to talk about Tyler Boyd, who was a fan favorite free agent target for the New York Jets, and why he could potentially be an option for the New York Jets once again. So once the New York Jets went and signed Mike Williams, Benny thought that's it. The Jets were done at the position and would look to add maybe another body in the NFL draft. And a name throughout the entire free agency process that was brought up a ton was Tyler Boyd. And I, myself included, by the way, thought that he was likely going to go back to the Pittsburgh Steelers. But The Athletic is reporting that the Tyler Boyd going back home to Pittsburgh narrative, that is no longer all that likely of an option. Here's the quote from The Athletic. I would say that it would be a long shot at best that the two sides come together. From what I've been told, Boyd was extremely interested in Pittsburgh at the beginning of the free agency process, but the offer wasn't something he was comfortable with. Boyd has at least had preliminary interest from the Chiefs, Chargers, Dolphins, Lions, and 49ers. I am pretty sure the ship has sailed with Pittsburgh. At the beginning of free agency, Boyd's projected contract was 2 years at $16.5 million. That's a $8.25 million AAV. At this point in free agency, I don't think he's going to get a 2-year deal. It is much more likely for him to sign a 1-year contract. And the longer that this goes on into free agency, the lower the number comes down. I don't think you're looking at a deal that is going to be similar to what we saw Mike Williams sign. I think you're looking at a 1-year deal at like $6 or $7 million probably for Tyler Boyd, who is primarily a slot receiver. That's where he's played most of his career. Signing a guy like Tyler Boyd would not stop you from drafting a wide receiver early in the 2024 NFL draft. It's just adding already proven NFL depth at the position, because right now, as it stands, and again, that could all change in a few weeks once the NFL draft comes, but it's Garrett Wilson number 1, Mike Williams as the number 2. I like Mike Williams when healthy. He played 3 games last year and is coming off an ACL, so it might take him a little bit to get ramped up and fully functioning, kind of like what we saw from Breece Hall last season. You have Allen Lazard, Jason Brownlee, Xavier Gibson, and that's pretty much it at that point. It would be nice to have a couple more bodies in there that you feel pretty comfortable about, and Tyler Boyd would do that for you. He had 667 yards, 2 touchdowns this past season. He had 5 touchdowns the year prior. He's 29 years old, will turn 30 in November. And as I said, kind of just a proven body at the position. Is he a star? No one is ever going to confuse Tyler Boyd for a star. He did have, 1,000-yard season under his belt earlier in his career. But the Bengals draft T. Higgins. They also draft another stud wide receiver in Jamar Chase. And suddenly Boyd becomes their number 3 option in the passing attack. He hits the market. He hasn't gotten a contract yet. Again, the projected deal was 2 years, $16.5 million. I think you're looking at probably a 1-year deal at maybe $7 million. The question really just becomes, 1, where does he go? And number 2, do the Jets want to have someone in the slot, or do they want someone who's maybe more of an outside receiver so that Garrett Wilson could come in and do some more work in the slot? He did that a lot as a rookie. This past season didn't do it nearly as much as what I think they wanted to. Now, it's kind of dependent, because like Mike Williams, assuming health, he is an outside receiver. Allen Lazard is an outside receiver. So who knows? Maybe they actually would prefer to go someone who's more of a primarily slot target, but they could look to attack that through depth in free agency. They could also do it in the NFL draft. We did a mock draft earlier this week where the Jets traded up for a wide receiver and looking to target a Malik Neighbors. That's a completely different scenario for the Jets to going on the high end side of things. And you have a really good young duo at wide receiver with Mike Williams as your insurance there. And, whatever you get out of him is just bonus. You could do a trade back and take a wide receiver at, in the second round in the top 50. Maybe it's Roman Wilson or Ricky Pearsall, or you're hoping Ladd McConkey falls to you. I don't think very likely, but that's maybe what you're hoping. Or who knows, maybe Brian Thomas Jr. is what they would like to go in the first round instead. I mean, either at pick 10 or you move back a few spots and land him. I know, not in that same conversation as the top 3, Rome Odunze, Malik Neighbors, and Marvin Harrison Jr., but is a really interesting piece, and could take a top off of defense, has speed, can get down the field, is someone who is a vertical threat. The Jets don't have a ton of that in this offense, so I don't know. There's many ways for the Jets to go attack this wide receiver position. I think everyone agrees that they need to do more at this position, but someone that was talked about a lot at the beginning of the offseason in Tyler Boyd. We assumed that he was just going to go to the Pittsburgh Steelers. We also assumed that once Mike Williams signed that the Jets were kind of done, but maybe not. Could they add him? Let me know what you think down below in the comments. Once again, I'm Matt O'Leary. Subscribe if you're new. Give a like before you go, and I'll catch you next time.